to the London Youth Express. I am Renata Leuthen, and I work to set our young people free and to empower them to live happy and productive lives. We have started a new series called The Renewal of the Education System, and within this series we have already looked at some aspects of the new curriculum, and currently we are looking at teaching life skills. We believe that our young people must be taught skills and receive the knowledge which will enable them to live really productive and good lives. We want to eliminate fear, worry, depression, and all the negative states and emotions that do not bring harmony and that do not bring success but just death, and which move our society as a whole backwards. Today we want to look at a topic which is very much at heart of everything that I do, and within our current series of teaching life lessons, which highlights some of the topics, some of the new contents for a curriculum that is humane and modernized, we want to look at the topic of eternity and eternal life. This is a key topic that must be taught in schools, home schools, universities, every institution of education, and which must also find entry into every government department and into national and international policy making. When I was raised as a child, I went to school, and I was obviously taught the subjects that were prescribed at that time, like reading, writing, math, and all the other ones. And I attended religion lessons. But what did I actually learn in religion lessons? I obviously learned what the Bible as a book says. I heard about the stories, the recollections of what happened to the people and to the nation of Israel who are mentioned in the Bible. But I was never taught the true reality of eternal life, that I actually have real eternal life, and that I am a spirit, and that I'm not a body with a spirit, but a spirit with a body. So I was never taught the truth that there is someone. You may either call this the highest form of energy, or God, or supreme intelligence, that there is someone who is basically love. Love in a form which we cannot yet comprehend, because what we define as love is not the love I'm talking about. I'm not talking about loving someone and when he does something wrong, then we start to hating the person, punishing the person, making threats and all this. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a neurotic being. I'm not talking about a neurotic God. I'm talking about the true God of true love, who this is my firm conviction, is, was, and will always be. And currently I'm also considering how important it actually is to renew the religious system. This is obviously a daunting task to renew religion, and one can expect there will be great opposition, but it is a task which we have to keep in mind and which needs to be undertaken. I think it is irresponsible to put children into an education system and to not tell them that the foundation of life, that the foundation stone of this entire universe is actually love. I think it is irresponsible to put children through an education system which is based on fear, which is based on how they perform, perceived by the people who mark their work, and that it is irresponsible to punish young people, to really train them for the concept of failure and of punishment, and to let another young generation grow up with feelings and thoughts of guilt, of shame, of fear, and basically of emotional and mental distress and devastation. We are eternal beings, and we, everyone who lives on this planet at this time, will one day move from this world into the other world, which is eternal. We will change places, we will change environments. Now, obviously, the general notion which started thousands of years ago, like if you look at philosophers like Plato, or if we look at the philosophy of ancient cultures, like for example the Egyptians, they all had this concept that good people go to a good place when they leave this body, when they die, and that bad people go to a bad place. So there was always this differentiation between either you are good or you are bad. I'm currently looking into this, and the matter is extremely difficult and complex, and I cannot agree to denoting anyone as either good or bad, and pushing this concept of either eternal happiness or eternal damnation on young people. We have to really find the correct answer, and we have to present a concept that is really completely life enhancing and life changing. What I want and what I believe is important is that we teach our young people, and this as early as possible, that they have an incredible, undescribable worth only because they are, only because they live, that they can never earn being worthy, that they can never earn being loved, that they can never earn being successful, that they have everything simply because they are alive, because they live. What I mean is that we teach our young people as early as possible that they are okay, that life is okay, that we are working to build a society and an education system that is okay, and that life is not about strife, frustration, disappointments, and being constantly in a state of fear, unhappiness, and disappointment. What I want is that we are honest and that we teach our children that this whole universe operates by love and that they have a purpose, that they will find and fulfill their purpose, that this is what the education system is for, and that we tell them that they will live forever and that our society will move from this world into another world, and how the other world is, how it looks like, and how it operates. This is obviously all still under discussion and open, and we cannot say at this moment in the history of humanity that there is one single person who has found all the answers. If teachers look at their pupils with the true knowledge that every child that is sitting in the classroom is an eternal being, that every child will live forever, ever and ever, and if professors and teachers at universities reflect on the truth that each individual student has unlimited life, has unlimited potential, must be good at the core of his or her being and existence, because otherwise, why would they live eternally? Then this truth revolutionizes and changes our whole education system. We cannot denote people who live eternally as failures. We cannot discriminate people who live eternally because they have a black skin or they have a brown skin. We cannot discriminate any child any longer if we understand the truth that every child that we see, every young person, represents the truth, and the truth is eternity and is eternal life. We must deal with these truths in our education system. I believe that it is much more important to talk about eternity and eternal life than to talk about a Roman Emperor Nero or a Roman Emperor Caesar, because Caesar and Nero do not add any value to me as a student. But if I understand that my life will never end and that I do not have to fear when I cross over from this world into the other world, if I understand that all the negative words that I received and all the negative evaluations are not really true, because I live eternally. If I understand that I am part of an eternal humanity, then I have an incentive to change, and I have an incentive to adopt the highest ideals and to become really interested in ethics and in morality, and to contemplate how can I make this world more humane, really humane, how can I fill this world with good things, and what can I contribute. The idea of eternal reward and eternal punishment is unacceptable, because we human beings are too complex. And how crazy is this to just communicate to young people that there is something after they die, and that they will either be condemned or that they will be rewarded. How terrible is it for some children who are convinced that they will be eternally condemned? How does eternal condemnation agree with the concept of the God of true love? We got to become really humane, and we got to be really honest. We got to really talk with our young people about the reality that we are spirit beings, that we live in this body like in a spacesuit, that we are traveling through this planet, which is like a gigantic spacecraft, through this universe, through time, through one part of eternity, and that the lives that we live on this planet are not the true reality of our total existence, which is eternal. If we help our young people to believe in a good God, in a good being who is the creator of everything, if we manage to make our young people understand how much they are loved, how much they are needed, how okay they really are despite all their wrong behaviors. If we make them understand that they are not learning and developing and growing for this world or for the 60, 70, 80, whatever years that they live on this planet, then we are starting to provide an education that is really meaningful and that teaches our young people what they really need to hear and to understand and to know, and obviously to believe. If we are honest, and if we are courageous, and if we understand that change is the only way for the survival of humanity, and that we have no choice, but that we must reform, we must renew our education system, and if we introduce the reality of eternity and eternal life into all our institutions of education, then we will sow a good seed, then we will sow truth, then we will help our young people to find an answer for why they are on this planet, what they are doing on this planet, and what will happen to them after they leave this planet.